Wow, what a way to go out, because we had some pretty wild games this weekend.
Yeah.
9 goals in Spurs against Liverpool. Manchester United losing again. A lot going on, but I think there's one place to start. Barcelona against Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
I mean, you had a buzzer beater from the only living Sorloth in captivity to go and decide this. People are going to pile on Barcelona and Hansi Flick, who wasn't there, but his weird friend Sorg was.
Yeah.
I don't think that's fair, is it?
No, because I think Barcelona played really well. And we've seen some of their defeats previously, the one against Leganés, where they also had a lot of chances. But even within the game, collectively, in the performance, it was not as good as what we saw on Saturday. I thought they played really, really well. They were very dominant. They were in control, as much as they can be in control, because it's still a bit of a hectic style of football with a lot of attacking and a lot of running when they lose the ball. And that's what cost them the first goal. But when you make a mistake against a team like Atletico in that kind of form, you pay for them. And Barca didn't take the chances. And Atletico took their 2 really, really well.
60 minutes in, Atletico Madrid had taken 1 shot.
Yeah.
Minute 53. That was that goal machine, otherwise known as Clement Lenglet,
That's right.
from inside his own half.
Yeah.
No shots of any kind in the first half.
No, hardly any touches in the box even.
I mean, if we are going to nitpick about this, like I said, like I want to give Flick, because I'm assuming he was communicating with the Sorg on the sideline. I want to kind of give him a pass on this one. If we really, really, really have to nitpick, maybe it was a failure to understand after the Pau goal, maybe not take so many chances, because you gave up the Lucas Barrios chance and that could have killed you. And maybe that's when on the pitch you say, you know what, this is more of a can't lose than a must win for us. Maybe be a bit more conservative.
Yeah,
but that is
maybe,
real nitpicking. Beyond that,
you're right.
It's not his fault Robert Lewandowski missed all those chances.
No.
And it's not just him.
Rafinha could have had a hat-trick easily.
But can you get that message through to the Barcelona fans?
Yeah, I think, but is it their style though? I don't think so. Look at the Dortmund game in the Champions League. With the left, they open all the time. I think they just play like that all the time. I just don't think they can become suddenly a different team to keep a score towards the end. And maybe that's their downfall. Maybe that's one of the criticism that we can have to them. It's like they're always looking to attack all the time. And I guess in a game like that, where they must have felt like, how are we 1-1 now? Because they've been so much better than Atletico. Maybe they thought, if we keep doing this, we're going to score the winner, and not thinking the other way around.
Atleti fans would get annoyed with us if we didn't give them credit. And look, I think you have to give credit to Simeone. The way this season is going for really because people say, oh, he's got a big squad. Yeah, but he's keeping them all motivated to show the intensity.
Yeah.
The reason I struggle a little bit is surely it's not his plan. Like, oh, let's go out there and stink it up for 60 minutes when we could have been 10 minutes down. And then I'm going to throw in all my substitutes and hope that something happens at the end. That is not a plan, right?
I disagree. I thought that their plan was exactly what they did. You can't play like that if that's not what your manager asked you to do. I don't believe
Right,
that.
but it didn't work. I mean, it worked because they were lucky, not because... See, I would accept the plan if they say, all right, we're going to park the bus, Jimenez gets hurt, that's fine, we're going to keep going. If Barcelona don't create a lot of chances. But when you're leaking chances left, right, and center, your plan A certainly didn't work. Your plan B...
It's hard to change plans halfway through, though, even at halftime. Maybe at halftime he said to them, let's try to play a bit higher up the pitch. But I think the plan was always to defend.
He did it. The hour mark, moving to the back 3, making his substitutions.
Yeah.
In the end, we always have to remember that Atletico Madrid have a ton more resources than everybody else in the league, other than Real Madrid and Barcelona.
Sure.
But there's a massive gap between Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid. So I think we have to give credit for them.
His first ever win in Barcelona, by the way.
His first ever win, first time in... I think since 60 years that Barcelona lose 3 straight home games.
Yeah.
They've gone to 10 points clear of Atletico Madrid, to 1 point back, and Atleti have that game in hand.
Yeah.
It's tight. It's really tight. I've been critical of Barcelona. I've been critical of Laporta. I've been critical of some of the decisions. I've been critical of Lewandowski, although again, 23 goals in 24 games. There's only so much you can criticize.
Yeah.
On the basis of this game, the worst thing they could do is get depressed about this. But we're going to break this down further on the Gab and Juls podcast. All right, Jules, I want to make it clear, it's not just the holiday season that we're being kind to Barcelona.
No,
right?
they deserve it.
I thought, he made a call dropping Dani Olmo and going with a Gavi. I thought Pedri was fantastic.
Yeah, amazing. They get lucky on the goal, but yeah, still amazing. But even when Dani Olmo came on, he had a big impact. He made a lot of things happen. You can be the best team and lose in football. I mean, not just in football, in any sport, it can happen. It happened this time. Atletico did the same in Paris against PSG in the Champions League, where
I knew that was going to come up.
You knew, where we battered them, and then the last kick of the game, Correa scores in a it's the same template again, and yeah, that's what they do. But you can't, like you said, you said it perfectly. Barca can't be depressed. Their fans can't be depressed. You can't be too critical. Right. Yes, it's a defeat and it's not good and it's 3 in a row at home. Okay, I get that. But they were the better team.
Yeah, I think Barca fans, if you're going to be critical, it's fine. There's so many things to be critical about this Barcelona side. Be critical about the stupid levers. Be critical about your situation. Be critical about the nonsense that sometimes comes from the people running your club. Be worried about losing Dani Olmo in January, although I think he's not. He's going to stay. Be concerned about the fact that they thought it was a good idea to spend all that money on Robert Lewandowski and not have a backup for him. And again, I'm having a go. Lewandowski should have scored that goal. You expect him to, but you cannot be critical for the performance or the job that Flick did today.
No.
And to even reinforce that, I mean, you were going to be mean and be critical about Yamal for not being there. No, just kidding. Obviously, although that was a loss.
Yeah, that was.
But about Casado at the end.
I just don't think. What changes everything is the Paul goal, obviously, for Atletico to go to 1-1 when they were under pressure so much, wave after wave after wave. And I just think, I like Casado a lot, and we've said he's had some really good performances this season. There's an amazing ball, for example, in the Champions League. I can't remember, for the goal against Bayern. One of the goals against Bayern. So, really good. I like him a lot. He's very much La Masia spirit. Great. I'm sorry, you don't backheel the ball on that cross. This is just bonkers. I think you make mistake, any kind of mistakes in a game like this against a team like Atletico Madrid in the form that they are in, you're gonna pay for it. But that's not even mistake. Doesn't even come close to what this is. What is he even trying to do by backheeling that ball there? Just put your foot through and hit the ball all the way to France, all the way through that, all the way through the Pyrenees in the mountain. Why are you trying to do that? And I just think that. I don't want to blame him too much because it's not just on him, obviously. But that mistake is massive. It's so costly. And again, you can make a mistake by, I don't know, making a wrong decision or something. This was just like, what even are you trying to do?
This is
just mad.
And I think you need to stay more focused. That said, I mean, Rodrigo de Paul still hits the ball from outside the box. It's a .02 XG type shot.
Yeah,
I mean, he hits it really well.
Still,
We've seen those before, but
somebody of his talent, there's something that can come out of this.
1 in 50 chance still, but we are really, really nitpicking there. Nitpick further, the ball goes right through Pau Cubarsí on the cross. Now, phenomenal player, still very young. I don't see this as a mistake by Cubarsí, although he'll probably kick himself for it.
Yeah,
I see this as more of the how close the margins are.
Of course. You're right.
with Atletico Madrid, and that brings me to my next point. I don't think Simeone said he was lucky. We talked about this earlier. I didn't think his game plan worked.
Yeah,
but when you can bring in these substitutes with this energy, substitutes who are different from the guys you had out there.
Yeah.
You can look at it and say, well, these guys are so good. Why weren't they playing before? Which in some ways is a fair argument.
True, although that team has been winning, as we said, for a while now.
But they go and they change the game. And they give you that chance. And it's almost becomes self-fulfilling, right? These guys come on and you expect something to happen from, in this case, the only living Sorloth in captivity. Our colleague Graham Hunter has said that Atletico Madrid have the deepest squad in Europe. Deepest in the sense of 1 to 20.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought about this.
Yeah.
Does he have a point?
I don't think they have the best squad, but they are amongst there. Yeah, I think Liverpool have a better squad. I think if everybody's fit at City still has a better squad.
I don't know. Once you get to number 17 and 18 at City, what do you get excited about?
Yeah, but then it depends how many. If you have 8 defenders in that squad,
let's say
one.
Let's say 1 to 20. I mean, when you break it down that way, I take your point about Liverpool. I think Liverpool, you do have a case. Although again, at the back with Liverpool, we're talking about Joe Gomez, Joao Quanzo, he doesn't seem to like anymore. People like that. But I think Liverpool would be in the conversation, probably a better 1 to 20 squad.
Yeah.
But
but I think Inter Milan have an amazing squad too, to be fair, 1 to 20. So I think there's a lot of other clubs. I see his point. I think they spend a lot of money in the summer.
The thing with Inter Milan is he brings on Correa and the only living soul left in captivity. Inter bring on Arnautovic, Taremi, and the crappy Correa. That's the
no, but they,
you know what I mean?
They have other players that on the bench that makes differences too, and that's why Inter, who rotates the most in all of Europe, are still very good. So
I think if you measure it in terms of the gap in quality, and I think this is what he was getting at, between the starters and the reserves, I think that's where he may have a point because Liverpool, Manchester City have a lot of good substitutes, but I think there is objectively a massive gap between Konate and Van Dijk and Joe Gomez and Joao Quanzo.
Yeah.
When you look at the defenders there, is there really a big gap between, I don't know, Robin Lenormand, Clement Lenglet, Witsel, Jimenez? We don't really see this big gap in quality. I think that's the difference.
None of them is better than Van Dijk or Konate either.
No, I know, but that's not what he means by depth, right?
No, I know. But then if the level of your players is here, and then other clubs is there, even if the subs are lower. Do you see what I mean? It's always so. I hear him about the depth, but I would rather have Van Dijk, Konate, and then Gomez and Quansah than have Lenglet, Witsel, and Lenormand. Personally,
that's European champion Robin Lenormand to you.
That's true. It's a French Robin Lenormand.
Final point here. Can we definitively say we have a 3-way race? Do we think it's going to stay a 3-way race?
Yeah, it should. Don't you think? I think so. Atletico are not going to keep winning and winning and winning. They will drop points, but so are the other two. So I think it'd be great.
And I think the big wild card here for me is Real Madrid can move in January. I think they should move in January. They keep saying we're not going to move and add players in January. I think if they do, and if they get things to click in terms of the balance, like Ancelotti keeps talking about, then I think they can get substantially better. I don't see how Barcelona are going to necessarily get substantially better unless Gavi keeps progressing and he becomes a real value add in the second half of the session, which is likely. Yeah. I think he needs to find a way for Frankie de Jong to contribute. Araujo will also be back. Mm-hmm. Ter Stegen, I presume, will be back at some point.
Christensen as well.
But it's still like a guy pushing a rock uphill because they have so many other things.
Yeah, that's true.
But Atletico Madrid, you think?
Yeah,
you think?
I think a lot of people believe.
Maximum right now.
I just think that game on Saturday. After the game on Saturday, I thought this is it. They're going to win the league because against Real Madrid in that derby, and neither team played well at the time, and it was a few months ago. They found an equalizer in the 96th minute. This time they win it in the 90, whatever it was. I just think that it seemed that this season, a bit like when they won, not the last title, but the one before, just everything is going their way. So I can see why people think that Atletico will be the winner in the end.
I can see why they think that. I don't think they will.